Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys so much for watching, and before we continue, don't forget to subscribe. This video is going to be a little random. I started off wanting to do like a chit chat get ready with me, and it ended up not really being that. I just went through the first half of the video getting ready, and then the second part is me just talking, short version of our engagement. Good morning. I felt like doing a video today, and today's my day off, so I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna do like a chatty video. Today's actually a couple of days before Christmas. It's December 22nd. I said that I wasn't gonna post anything most likely for the rest of the year, and I don't know if this one will actually go up, if I'll post it next year, or if I'm just gonna save it and then never post it. But I guess let's get into it. Oh, and then yes, I just woke up. Clearly, I've been using this new moisturizer. It's called the Bloom Cream. The brand is Beekman 1820. The reason that I even chose to start using this product is because I wanted something a little more natural, and that was one of like the clean items that they have. I found it on Sephora, but I ended up ordering it off Ulta. I think that I want to do something really natural. The first thing that I like going in with is the Tatcha Silk Canvas. This is just a primer. It isn't necessarily pore filling, but I do feel like it smooths everything out a little bit. This lighting might be kind of off because I'm using natural light. Right now I don't have the ring light. I am gonna go in with a little bit of color corrector. Me flexing my engagement ring. I am gonna go in with an LA Girl color corrector. This is in the color, I don't know, it's an orange one. I'm gonna add a little bit here and here. You can do it with a brush, but I'm just gonna do it with my finger. I really just want it for the inner corner because that's where my dark circles are the worst. And now that I look like a clown, I'm gonna go in with some concealer. The Kylie, it's in the color Pine Nuts. I'm just gonna apply a little bit for under the eye. I'm just gonna blend this out. It is a little too dark. That one would be a good color for during the summer, so I'm just gonna go in with this NARS one. Yeah, I'm gonna use the color Madeline just to brighten it up a little bit, because I don't think that you can tell so much in the camera, but in person I can tell that it's a little dark and it's a little orange. I'm not adding any more product. I'm just dabbling it onto the rest of my face. What I'm gonna go in to set it with is the Infallible powder. This is in the color 3000, so I'm just gonna go under the eye and then kind of all over the face. I actually have two different bronzers that I really want to use. This is Kylie Cosmetics in Tequila Tan, and this one is the Anastasia in Rich Amber. The Kylie one is a little lighter, and then this one's a little darker, but I think I'm gonna do the Kylie one. I'm just gonna grab any little brush and then add it to where I would normally bronze, even though I'm not wearing foundation. When I'm not wearing eyeshadow, I just like adding the bronzer into my eyes too, just to tie in the rest of my face. I personally feel like I have small lips. I always add the bronzer to the bottom right here, and in my mind it does the most, you know. I did plan on doing a cream blush, but I already added the powder, so I'm just gonna go in with regular blush. Normally I like adding it to the center of my cheeks, but my face is a lot puffier. I'm not gonna add it there. I'm just gonna add it to kind of where you would contour. So now I'm just gonna do my brows, and I am gonna use what I always use for the past probably 2 years, the brow definer in medium brown. I did set them with the gel, so yes, to a mini baby liner. So now I'm just gonna go in with mascara. One thing that I do like doing is adding white liner inside my eye. It makes them look a little bigger. So now that I have my face and everything done, I am just gonna go ahead and do my lip. I think that I want to do just a nude lip. I was just going to do lip gloss, but I ordered a bunch of shit from Ulta during the Black Friday sale, thinking that I was gonna buy it for people. That was my mistake, because I ended up getting so much stuff for me that I had been wanting to try, and then I just hadn't. I know this is like an old lipstick, but I never got around to trying it. It is the Lolita from Kat Von D. I will say that this look is way more dramatic than I thought that it would be, especially because I didn't use any foundation, but that I actually like it and I feel put together, you know, that I'm not even doing anything, but I guess it's nice to feel cute for a day. So I said that this was going to be like a chatty get ready with me, and it ended up not being that at all. So now that I'm technically done with that portion of the video, I did still want to do like a small chit chat or a small story time. 2 weeks ago we did get engaged, and it was on a Saturday. It was supposed to be Angel's birthday party, and you know what, I'm just gonna talk as if everybody knew each other. So it was Angel's birthday party, at least that's what it was supposed to be. It was also supposed to be craft night, which is we get together and each person takes like some sort of beer that they like to share it with everybody else, and then everybody samples it. Raymond's parents were coming from Vegas. They were visiting for the weekend, and I didn't think anything of it, you know. I was like, okay, well, Angel is their godson, so it makes sense that they would come. They all ended up coming. At first, I'm just gonna say sister-in-law now was supposed to work, and she got the days off, so they came over. And then that day we were making food that we were supposed to take over. Me and Melissa were making enchiladas. It was funny because my mom throughout the day was texting me, and she was like, oh, what are you doing, blah blah blah. And then towards like 3 or 4 o'clock, she was like, oh, okay, well, I'll call you or I'll text you tomorrow, and you know, enjoy the rest of your day basically. And I was like, oh, okay. Then that was it. And then my brother, while I was getting ready, I had just gotten out of the shower, called me, and he's like, oh, is there gonna be food? And I was like, is there gonna be food? Yeah. And he was like, because I just got out of the gym, and if there's gonna be food, I don't want to eat something right now. And I was like, oh no, there's gonna be food. I asked Raymond, I was like, oh, did you also invite my brother today? And he was like, oh yeah, and Jeanette. And I was like, oh, okay. And then that was it. He didn't say anything about my parents or anything. So we got over to Marlene's house, and everybody who was supposed to be there was technically already there. And at some point after eating, everybody all of a sudden, well, Marlene said everybody's gonna take like a cousin's picture. Everybody left all of a sudden, and I think that they went outside, and I was just sitting down because I'm like, okay, well, I'll let them take a picture. But then the chairs were being taken away too, and Brenda was like, well, are you not gonna go? And I'm like, no, I'm not a cousin, I'm just gonna go ahead and let them, and then I'm sure everybody's gonna come back. And she was like, well, no, let's just go and we'll like watch, or in case anybody wants to take a picture too. And I was like, okay. So I stood up, but I had left my phone in my bag on a table. Marlene handed me her phone, and she was like, can you go ahead and take it for me? And I was like, okay. So I took it. At some point it logged, but they were still taking pictures, and I was like, okay, well, I didn't think to go grab my phone. And in the video you see me grabbing a phone, and I don't know why I was nervous because obviously I was going to say yes, and I did. I was like fumbling around with a phone, and it was her phone. At some point when they were taking pictures, I was facing the living room where they were taking pictures, and then I think it was Raymond who was like, oh, can you turn around? Or somebody said turn around, and then I saw my parents, and I saw my brother and Lisbeth and Jeanette and my dad, obviously. My mom, she went in to hug me, but she was already kind of like crying, and I was like, nothing's happening right now, like, why are you crying? But also thinking like, okay, like, this is so random. I think it was Gonzalo who was like, Raymond has something to ask you. And then I turned around, and then he was already on his knee, and he was like, oh, will you marry me? And yeah, and now looking, and my eyes did get watery, like I was about to cry, but then I also had makeup, and in the back of my head I was like, oh, but if you take pictures I can't look fucking ugly. So that's the story. It's just so crazy. To further elaborate, I guess, will there be a wedding? When will it be? How big will it be? I have absolutely no clue right now because we're still in a pandemic. Part of me is completely okay with not having like a huge wedding, or even like a small wedding, just like going and getting married por el civil, and then just having maybe like a dinner, or maybe doing that and then having a party the next year, or then just, because I don't think that I want a long engagement. Like I kind of already want to do it because I told him, I was like, oh, we had in the past talked about like marriage and kids, and we both know what each person wants. And I told him, I was like, I don't really need a big party. Like I already know that I want to marry you, so if you said let's go get married tomorrow, then I definitely would. But the proposal and everything was like an added bonus, and because it came from him, it makes it that much more special. So look at me, I'm gonna cry like thinking about it. But yeah, I don't know, it'll be TBD. We'll see what ends up happening. There will be engagement photos. Lisbeth's actually going to take those for us. We are setting a date, narrowed it down to a couple of places where I would want the pictures to be. I wish that video would do it justice, but this ring is just so pretty. Like if I were to have chosen an engagement ring, it would have been this one for myself, because I always wanted something with either black or all black. And then that's another thing that I forgot to mention. He said that he had gotten to previous rings that he wasn't fully satisfied with, so this last one that he ended up getting, that was the final decision, he ended up going with Lisbeth, which is my best friend, and Dibeli. So yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys like this little mini story time slash get ready with me. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.